So the weather's improved, and this morning on Father's Day, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, we are in Chesterley Street, so I'm heading to the town now to take a look. There's the railway station in the other direction, and so it's on a main line, Chesterley Street, so you can get up to Newcastle, you can go down to Durham. So I reckon, with the bus services not being too bad from here, I reckon that it's a good place, public transport wise, and a good place to probably live and either work in Newcastle or Durham. And I reckon a lot of people do that. Wherever you wander, you'll find Wetherspoons. I don't know a lot about Chesterley Street, but it looks quite an interesting place from this heritage trail that's here. It talks about Durham County Cricket Club being based here. We're going to have a look at that, I think. Other things include the poorhouse, which existed here in the mid-1700s, and a rope works as well from the 18th to the early 20th century. Well, we'll go down towards the town drag, the main drag, and see what the shops have got to offer first before we explore further. We had MySpace, and now we've got MySpice. And the High Crown. It's a nice old building. 1898 it was built. It says Durham Aged Miners Workers Homes. Maybe that's their base there. So it's quite quiet because it's a Sunday, so you're not going to get a lot of footfall on a Sunday, but I'm going to walk through the town centre anyway. Just bear that in mind, I guess. It's going to be quite quiet. Interesting cafe, the Refuse Cafe. Refuse Cafe. Look at this interesting mural here in this car park. Now, there was a Roman road that ran straight through Chesterley Street. I read about that. And over here, you see where it says the Jarrow Crusade. Well, they marched through Chesterley Street in 1936. So there's quite a bit of history. There's a Viking there. Is that a Viking? Yeah. He looks like a Viking. So my knowledge of Chesterley Street is really poor. So is this Front Street? Because it was Front Street, which was formerly a Roman road. Maybe someone can let me know. I could look it up myself actually, but I won't be able to do that just now. Playing Serbia tonight. Will England win? Is it coming home? I doubt it, but we have to remain optimistic. No one's broke into Elton's footwear. See them boots. And a stunning looking church with a incredible peak to it. Yeah, I do like that. And according to this heritage trail, it is the parish church. And behind me is a very modern memorial to the war dead. So I've just come away from the main shopping street just to have a look at this park area, which is quite nice. And yeah, there was a Roman fort at Chesterley Street, so its origins go back, way back. And there's a population of about 25,000 in and around the Chesterley Street area. And more on the heritage trail here. It said the upper grassed area, which must be over there, became the new churchyard in 1836, and that was cleared and grassed in 1963. So the question you're probably wanting to ask me is, how much is it to live in Chesterley Street? Well, it's as much as you want to afford. Because I had a look this morning, and there's some houses, sort of terraced houses, 2-bedroom terraced houses, going for about 60 to 70,000. And then out of town you can buy quite plush residences up to about 350, 400. So it's quite varied in terms of price. Oh yeah, I like this square at the bottom of the town. Over there's the Chesterley Street Methodist Church, and Market Tavern over there. And back up into town, you go up that way, which we'll have a head up there in a bit. Oh yes, a micro pub and shop, and it sells snacks and vapes. There is nothing more iconically English than a shopping trolley in a river. So there's a quite impressive viaduct bridge which will take trains from the south of England all the way up to Scotland. Yeah, until they give you the bill. Just caught the tail end of that train. That is an impressive viaduct bridge. Brilliant. And not so brilliant is the Tesco. And a very quiet shopping centre. I find these shopping centres quite depressing, but there's a heritage place here with some old information and photographs of Chesterley Street. If Greggs rule the world, perhaps they will. What went on here? Very boarded up. And this is the Bethel, 1814, remodelled in 1860. It's a nice old building. And this is where the Roman fort was. Here. It's Chesterley Street Roman Fort. The remains of military occupation. Brilliant. This is a former rectory and it's for sale. Whoa. Imagine living there. And opposite that rectory is We of You, built in 1891. That's an impressive little building, big building. So I'm having a quiet wander down Roman Avenue, and I'm going down towards the Riverside and Lumley Castle, and let's see if we can see the cricket ground as well. And entering into the Riverside Gardens, which looks very pleasant indeed. And a fabulous park. Let your kids roam free around here. Ice cream vans, there's a cafe, and it's really warming up. It's bloody warm now. And this must be the River Wear running by the side of the park, hence why it's called Riverside Park. And we're heading towards the cricket ground, home of Durham County Cricket, and those are the rather impressive floodlights, and they're not in the ground. I've been here once before by error. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, the floodlights are actually set outside of the ground itself. We'll have a look at that in a second when we get closer to it. Just like some cricket stumps and a ball. It's pretty cool. What's that got to do with cricket? So International Women's Day, 1 day. Pride, 1 whole month. Yep. And the Riverside County Cricket Ground was opened by the late Queen in October 1995. So it looks like there's some kind of event on. There's lots of people wandering around with high-vis jackets on, and I was going to go for the entrance to the cricket ground, but it's all kind of fenced off with rather officious looking people on the gate, so I don't suppose I could have a look inside the cricket ground this morning, so it's a bit of a disappointment. can't really see how big those floodlights are, but let me tell you, they are big, and the base is kind of inside there. It's not a very good view because of the trees, but we won't moan about the trees because it's nice to see trees. But yeah, and there's the ground, but as I say, it's off, out of bounds to a mere mortal like me. There's the base of the floodlight, and the cricket ground goes right across there. I've just walked not even halfway around it. It's massive. So yeah, I have been to the county cricket ground before, but by accident, as I said before, and that's because I thought Chesterley Street United were playing here, but they weren't, because they play at the Ford Hub in Sunderland. So that was a bit of a wasted afternoon. So a bit about the Riverside area. Set on the River Wear, a site valued by man since Roman times, but now a place for sport, recreation, and people to enjoy the wildlife and the beautiful scenery, and it is quite nice out here as well. Aha, we can see inside the cricket ground a bit. Oh yes. And the very impressive River Wear. Right, we're going to head up to Lumley Castle Hotel. So you've got the golf club there. I also noticed back there was a rowing club, and you've got the cricket. You've got 2 football teams. So Chesterley Street's a real sporting kind of place, really. So as we walk up this quite long road, actually, driveway up to the Lumley Castle Hotel, Chesterley Street does have a couple of famous celebs. Try to get not run over here. It's got some famous celebs, notably in football, Brian Robson and Colin Todd. And if you're a fan of post-punk music, like I am, you'll know that Geordie, guitarist from Killing Joke, came from Chesterley Street. It's probably why he got the name Geordie, although they're not known as Geordies in Chesterley Street. So, but anyway, a nice factoid for you anyway. And here it is, Lumley Castle Hotel. And this building apparently has been here since 1389. Really? It's amazing. I wonder how much it is to stay at the Lumley Castle Hotel. I might check out the tariff when I win some money. It's like an interesting sundial monument there, just in front of the hotel facade. And then over there in the distance you can see the town. Just wandering back into town now, and I've come across the Catholic church here. It's set in these lovely gardens, and that little house over there aside to it is great. Lovely setting. And here we are at Chesterley Street Town Football Club, who play just outside of the town. In a place called Chester Moor, and this is their ground. Let's see if we can peek in. Sorry if I just film the ground, mate. Sorry, I'm not. I was just filming football grounds around the place now.
All right. Well, we better. We're on painting it up at the minute.
Yeah.
Do you want to walk in there and take across there?
Yeah.
Done it.
Be better, would it? Yeah. All right. Nice. Frightened that gentleman there. Jumped out of his skin. He was miles away having a smoke. Anyway, very friendly fella, and apparently they're doing some refurb. They've only just painted the railings and the white posts and stuff. So there you go. The ground from that angle, and the stand there, and putting in a refreshment kiosk, I think, over there. It's a nice tidy little stand, that. The dugouts down there. So I've not been to Chesterley Street Town, but I'm I'm going to make a visit next season, I think. Well, that's it for today. I'm going to be leaving Chesterley Street in a bit, and I've really enjoyed the walkabout. I've realised that I've not covered some things today, and I want to come back and look around some of these terrace streets as well. So I'll do that in future months. But you know, it's got quite a bit going for it, Chesterley Street. I mean, apart from the town centre, but the town centre's just a victim of what has happened to town centres over the years, really. And it's no different than anywhere else. But apart from that, it's got lovely Riverside. There's walks by there, the Riverside Park, the Riverside Gardens, the county cricket's here. 2 football teams, although one only plays in Chesterley Street at the moment. And transport links are very good. So would I live in Chesterley Street? Yeah, I would live in Chesterley Street. So I'm going to give it a pretty decent 8.5 out of 10.